Okay, everybody, so we got another spicy one for you. Coming in hot from Vince Russo about Danhausen and his debut. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. This is a reaction, guys. Subscribe to Vince Russo. Subscribe over here. And if you're ready to rock, comment ready. 3, 2, 1.
Russo'sBrand.com, where
The pros are
the
pros.
When I went to JCW, I inherited a zombie tag team and a clown tag team.
Right.
So as a casual fan, I'm asking myself the question, how do I explain these people are zombies and these people are clowns? Right? I got to explain that some way, shape, or form.
You have to.
So what I did was, we made it clear that the zombies, they live the zombie lifestyle.
Right.
Okay, they're not really zombies. They're like, the underground vampire style. That they live the lifestyle. Okay, then we had the clowns. And
how exactly does one human being live the zombie lifestyle? I've heard of the vampire people. Okay, and your beliefs are what they are. But what is the zombie lifestyle? Is that just kind of like moseying around all day, slumpy, like you're drunk, just going, or like on The Walking Dead, or what?
We find out, that out.
Spoilers.
Here's my point. You bring a guy like Danhausen on.
Right.
No casual fan in the world knows who this dude is.
Right.
No casual fan. I've said many times, this guy is very, very entertaining.
Until the last week or so, I had never heard of Danhausen. I had to look up his Wikipedia. He debuted back in 2013, so he's been around. He's born in 1990, so he's 35, going on 36. So he's been around, but I don't know where. Maybe Ring of Honor or something, because I've never heard of him.
He is. I've said it. You say it all the time, Ben. Commit to the bit. Commit to the bit. Commit to the bit. Yeah. If I'm watching this as a casual fan, you're not. Why is this guy this way? You're not telling me anything. You're not explaining to me. So now the gimmick is he's going to put curses on people and they're going to lose and something bad is going to happen to them.
That's just silly. What is he, like the boogeyman coming around like, ooh, I'm going to put a curse on you and you're going to lose every match, which is already scripted. Ooh, how does that work?
It's going to be the gimmick. You've got to explain to me why this guy is walking around this way. And that's why I'm saying, bro, I just, with the money this company is making, and maybe there already is a deal to Saudi in the works.
Yep.
I just think at some point they stopped caring. And bro, when they stop caring, there's no way in the world freaking fans are going to care.
Right. I agree.
Well, that's the weird part, because Triple H and the rest of Team McMahon and the old guard are still there. So how can you say they stopped caring because TKO ownership? I'm not saying you got it wrong by any means. It's just, and I've said this on other shows, this isn't your dad's wrestling. This isn't your Vince Russo, Ben Hameen wrestling of Attitude Era and what you love. This is corporate. Add it to a portfolio, increase the value through partnerships, flywheels, synergy.
That's a good point. It's not the Attitude Era, which I love dearly, as everyone should know on this channel. And if you don't, that's my attitude. That's my era. It is all corporate now. I mean, just look at the ring. It's covered in advertisements, especially Slim Jim and stuff. But interestingly enough, Slim Jim was a big WCW sponsor in the 90s. Snap into a Slim Jim! If you're still watching, comment, snap into a Slim Jim. And also I want to say welcome. If you're a new subscriber, comment new subscriber.
To get it ready for a sale, because that's what we do, is we build federations, media rights, and everything around it, and then sell it for billions of dollars profit to the next buyer.
To the Saudis.
So everybody wants to judge it, though, on passionate storylines, top performers, people caring about They don't. They don't. And that's the crossover. And it's weird because Triple H seems to be the guy that would be the one, the protector of that part of it, right?
Okay.
But the corporate money's just too big. And Danhausen, like, it's easy to say, like, oh, why didn't they have this ready or why didn't they explain that? I agree with, setting things up. But the audience is done. Like you said, it squoze down to the core. They all know who Danhausen is, especially in Chicago.
Okay.
And they booed him. And that was crazy to me because he was
What does that mean to you? Finish your thought, but then tell me why? Answer me why. Go ahead.
Because he's exactly the kind of, and I think they underdid it because Svengoolie is Chicago. Svengoolie should have been the first one through the casket door announcing him, then the girls, then he comes out.
Are we talking about like the legit Svengoolie, like the guy on MeTV on Saturday nights that plays the old movies, the old horror movies? Are we talking about the same Svengoolie here?
We do even bigger. So we did, and I was thinking of you because it's classic Batman. It's the Batusi scene. That's what they took it from, right? Like,
okay.
That's what the whole setup was. So they could have done the spinning Danhausen face, yikes, or whatever, you know what I mean? Wow, pow, or whatever. There's a lot we can do with this still. But
so is that part of his gimmick too? Like he's a comic book character, like Batman, like 60s Batman? Because I don't watch the current WWE product. I don't. I just end up seeing all the clips, the highlights, and I watch a bunch of people on YouTube who talk about it. That's how I'm basically in the know, but I refuse to sit there and watch it. Although, I do hear the Hardcore Championship is coming back, and if that is so, I will at least give the Hardcore matches a try.
Chicago shitting on it was weird to me because that's a conditioned AEW town that likes these type of characters. Then the next night he does one little scene with Pierce backstage and curses Dominic, and this morning the internet's going nuts because all we did was set up the curse game that they already knew. Now you could have them throw curses on everybody,
right? Which
I think would be a mistake. Now we set it up. Dominic, bad things need to keep happening to Dominic, not just losing the title. The money is between Dominic's reaction.
Why don't they do stuff? I mean, I know they don't really like use limos and stuff anymore, but like, why don't they show like something like crazy epic happening to Dirty Dom backstage? You know, like why don't they show like these epic backstage segments like they used to do? I mean, they used to like hit people with cars in the back and like throw them into flaming dumpsters. Remember that with Shane McMahon and Kane when they had a feud? And Shane pushed Kane into the flaming dumpster and he was supposed to be like burned alive. Like, why are they not doing cool things like that anymore? You know?
And getting the curse off them from Danhausen. Will they actually know that they have the game after they set it up and we need to play it out and hide and explore? Or will they move right on to the next thing because they don't understand how to, even these guys don't understand how to do it. But I think Danhausen definitely knows his character, knows how to improvise, knows what gets over.
Look, from what I'm hearing about Danhausen, he sounds appealing. He sounds entertaining. I think the curse thing is a little hokey. Like a little silly hokey, but okay, fine. He's going to put curses on people, fine. I don't know if you guys know that, but that's like based off a legit thing. Maybe we'll talk about that another time, but you can call me crazy, but you know, hey, things are out there. I mean, we're talking about aliens now, right? And the Looking Glass. Comment the Looking Glass if you're still watching. All right, Ben, keep going.
Will they go too much too fast and we got to get them with our truth and do a funny, let those worlds build and converge until we get to the Venn diagram, the sweet spot where they've both played out the R-Truth game of ignorance, blissful ignorance, right? And Danhausen curses, and when they come together, you know, that's going to be the great comedic relief we want. Don't just smash it together like a car crash because they want to get there too soon. So I like the thing they set up last night. I think Dominic is great in that role to be like, see things get lost from him, and he gets more and more paranoid and whatnot. Character is everything. Jericho just said it. Creativity, charisma, and character outweigh wrestling moves and being successful in this business 1,000%, dude. Correct. And Danhausen is exactly that. We've talked about the paintbrush in the arsenal to do a 90-second scene after you've done a 12-minute scene, and it's a palate cleanser. Eugene was a tool like that. You could even have these guys get together and get over with Danhausen captaining a team at Survivor Series of Iguana Man, the Boogeyman, and pick another character you like that, right? Like, and as the underdogs, and you figure out what their game is, they can beat teams that are legit. And by the time you get the comedy guys to the main event, there's an opportunity to feel it out, to be like,
I don't know why, but I almost feel like Danhausen teaming with like the Hardy Boys, or like him and Jeff Hardy, could be really cool. I don't know his move set. Is he like a high flyer, like a Rey Mysterio or like a Darby Allin? He kind of reminds me of like Darby Allin, if you know, we're comparing. So I don't know. Am I crazy? Like him with the Hardys, him and Jeff Hardy, him and Gangrel. Remember Gangrel?
Should we get all these guys over? They're merch sellers. How many Danhausen capes can we sell? How many Gene Simmons masks of Danhausen can we sell? How many Mr. Iguanas can we sell? You know, like, that's where this guy has Don West potential to be a gold mine of not just moving his own merch, but everybody's merch. Gotcha. So who cares if he needs to take one bump at the right time in Payback. And even then, it can be inferred where you get your hands on him and and it doesn't matter if you're Obafemi or whoever. If the game is played out to the reality of fear of, if this guy curses you, you're...
Speaking of Obafemi, I know he's a fairly newer wrestler to the game. Are you guys fans of Obafemi? I don't know much about him, again, because I'm not really watching the current product other than the highlights and clips. But I've been hearing Obafemi's name being brought up more often. So I'm just curious what you guys think. And let's see if we can hit the 1 like goal so far, you know, so that everyone feels included. How many likes does this video have? Let me know if you get a chance in the comments.
Life is, you know, that's enough power to play with. So
it is.
It's a fun thing on the show, and the weird Schadenfreude of Chicago downing him. And they're like, he only had 1 puff of smoke. That was the rib. Like, that is the 1970s Batman. In 1970, that pyro going off, people would have gone, oh.
Right.
Right? Like,
yeah.
Imagine pyro in the 60s and 70s at, like, actual wrestling events. Because, I mean, wrestling events have happened since, like, the dawn of time.
Yeah.
But they didn't get it. Like, the audience wasn't conditioned, but they're also stupid and filled with toxicity that they just want to get out, whether it's Chicago wokeness, bombing the who knows, right? Like, the whole world's upside down, and that's why you feel like wrestling is passed by society, like, or society's passed wrestling by right now, and we're just doing it out of habit and being like, oh, okay, Danhausen. Did we kill anybody in the last 10 minutes? Did anybody get assassinated? It's a hard thing for humans, their brain to be split like that, but that's unfortunately this weird society we are in right now.
Well, listen, guys, I'm not going to talk politics with all of you guys, you know, but there is a lot of chaos going on in the world right now. So having every single one of you watching is an amazing distraction for me. So I want to thank you all for that. And let me know your thoughts about Danhausen's debut. I want to hear from you. Make sure you're subscribed, not only here, but to Vince Russo's channel, because he's got some great stuff, and he's a legend, of course, in his own right. And, yeah, let's see if we can hit that 1 like goal. Subscribe. Until next time, keep watching that wrestling. We'll keep reacting. And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you. Subscribe.